Is Instagram changing for the better? If you know this already, I'm Matt Jupp, content creator, digital marketer, and business owner, and I help people grow and level up online so they can generate more income. So if this appeals to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button and feel free to ask me any questions in the comments. This really annoyed loads of you because everybody wants to be on Instagram for photos, right? So why try and fix something which isn't broken? For you, if you like photos in the old Instagram is coming back in that sense, because now with a recent update from Adam and Instagram, they're going to start to push out more photos. So that's some good news, but we've still got some new Instagram algorithm changes. They're always going to change because the app wants you to stay on the platform as long as possible and try and master it. Simply because it wants you to stay on the platform, there's a good chance of you seeing adverts. It's how Instagram makes its money. I'll talk about this another time in a future video, but there are actual different algorithms on Instagram. There is more than one. But I'm going to talk about the main algorithm, which is in terms of your singles and your carousels and just the gist of how the algorithm works these days. You can stick around. I will give you some tips and strategies what to do moving forward and changing your game plan. A big chunk of these people are some of your followers, and this makes sense because Instagram already knows that these people have an interest in what you do and what you post, otherwise they would be following you. Now this is a really important reason and a strong reason why you should be not following random people and doing follow for follow tactics or mass following, because you need people to actually engage with your account in order to sustain it and then in order for it to grow, because you need engagement. If you're doing that type of tactic or strategy at the moment, I highly suggest you stop. If it doesn't really get an engagement and people just skip past your post, then your post starts to not get pushed out. Instagram will stop pushing out your post, your precious bit of content, because why would it if it's not getting any engagement? It wants to give people on the main feed, harsh as it sounds, quality content on its feeds and different algorithms in order to attempt you to try and stay on the platform more. It's not going to push something which is not very popular. There's a reason why the first 90 minutes of when you post on Instagram is important for engagement, because the engagement will help push it out and give signals to Instagram algorithm that it's good content and it'll push it out to more people. Now, if we go on the other way, the positive way, you post a bit of content and it goes to a selection of people, including your followers, and people start to engage. People spend time on it, and spending time on your post could just be taking time to look at your carousels. It doesn't have to be like they have to engage in terms of, press and like or whatever. They could be just scrolling through and taking a good minute to look at your content. That is engagement as well, because you're keeping people on the app. So if you get, or your post gets a positive response like that, it starts getting them pushed out to more people. Once more people have seen it and start engaging, it will start pushing out even more. And then it will start to go on other areas of the platform, like the main feed or explore page. And the new Instagram updates and the new changes and the way things are going back to normal, what is the best strategy to do? Strategy would be make sure you use all different types of content to give yourself the best chance. Different type of content format on Instagram, like reels, carousels, stories, all benefit people in a different way, because everyone likes to consume content in different types of ways. For example, carousels, it might be easier for someone to implement the information, understand the information or message you're saying, than watching a really, really quick reel, which you have to watch about 1,000 times to get the message. And I'll give you some examples what each type of format is suitable for more, because I'm nice like that. So make sure, give us a like if you find these next tips helpful. Reels are good for short form content, upbeat, uplifting, entertaining, fast, straight to the point, concise. Think of quick tips, motivational, binge-worthy content. And the thing is about reels and short form content should be used to attract people, wow them, blow away, make them intrigued about what you're about, to then get them to look at your other long form content. So it's almost like a tease of what you're all about. So first person count, right? Or first presence count. So make a count. Google posts are great for quality images. Personal quotes, Twitter quotes do really well, for example. Carousels are great for really savable content. Think of stories, tutorials, advice, really detailed value. So you can take your time and enjoy the ride. Stories to educate, share your thoughts, experiences, share your lifestyle, what you're doing at work, how is it going, etc., what you're doing at the moment, projects coming up. Create some hype about your next product or service or the next video you're gonna post soon, and interact with people with polls and stickers and ask questions, because this will help this will help boost your stories even more. And then once it gets pushed out more, your stories, it'll get shown to new people. New people are not even following you. Your stories will come up on their stories tab. So it is worth engaging and making a tiny bit of effort with your stories, even if it's just 3 stories a day with some engagement stickers, yeah? Just for that reason alone. Because Instagram now is all about recency, it rewards you for posting regularly and more often. Back in the day when you could post, say, twice or 3 times a week, it's not going to cut it anymore if you want to do well on this platform. Best you post at least 4 to 5 times a week and use all the different types of content formats, the most bang for your buck. And you could spread this out throughout the week. For example, you could do, say, 2 carousels, 2 reels, and 1 single. And not only is that going to make the experience of people following you more exciting and stimulating and fresh, it makes things more interesting for you and fresh and stimulating when you're creating content. And it gives you a chance to find what content resonates with people best in your audience, what type of content they prefer. And you can do this by looking at your analytics, looking at your data, and seeing what type of content works best. And that's what marketing's all about, or social media game's all about anyway. It's about posting stuff, even if it's not that great, looking at your data, seeing what works or is working, and then redoing it or making better, or just posting the same thing, because don't change what works. And you'll notice a lot of really popular influencers or creators, they have a formula, the structure they do their reels, for example, and they use the same structure, hook structure or formula throughout the video the whole time. Quality content is important, content that creates a reaction to that. But who determines what quality is? You? No, it's the person who's viewing it at the time. Therefore, you don't really know if your post is going to do well or not. So instead of hesitating and trying to be perfect, just post the content out anyway. And even if it's semi-good, you know what I mean? Because you'll know, I started then, you'll know if it ends up being good or not. And then if it's not good, you can tweak and make it better. But you won't know unless you post it. Overthinking is the master of procrastination. Don't hesitate to post, just post, because that could be the next bit of content you get which blows your account up. A strong thing I think we should all be thinking about as well on Instagram, how it's changing, is that because we're so picky and spoiled for choice who we follow now on our feeds. For example, you see a good bit of content on your feed, you don't have to follow that person, because you probably know you're going to see another bit of content which is better, or that person again another time. So it's harder to convert followers now. But what I'm saying is, I think what people now want in Instagram is people want to connect with their favorite creators or inspirations more on a more deeper level. We've sort of gone past like the sort of trending stuff and the fakeness, do you know what I mean? Which I'm glad, and people want more authentic content, relatable content, more authentic, more rough and raw. So it's just like you're having a conversation with them in your dining room or kitchen, for example. Inspirational and real, aspirational and less authority, making people feel cared about and appreciated, that you follow them, and you should appreciate all your followers, because if it wasn't for them you wouldn't be growing. And don't forget, in order to grow you need to sustain, so you won't grow unless your current followers stay. If they all start to leave, you're not going to grow. So this is another massive reason why you should be engaging with your followers in a certain way at the right times, etc. But also just make them feel good about themselves, and making them feel part of a crew and tribe, and they feel special, and then that can really help you in the long run. In your content, I want you to think about value as well. We talk about value a lot, but value can be lots of different things. Be like, say for example, from confused to clarity, bored to like laughing, procrastinating to simply action taking. Before you post your content, ask yourself, will your bit of content make this person viewing it or absorbing it feel or be in a better position they were before they consumed it? Because harsh as it sounds, it's not about you, even though it kind of is. It's about them and your audience, because you are serving for your audience, and you got to give what your audience wants or attract an audience for you to sustain and grow. That is Instagram 2023 preview of it wrapped up anyway, with some tips and strategies you can make to order for you to have sustainable growth and success. If you found this video helpful, please press like and hit subscribe. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments, right? And I will see you on the next one.